Hi guys, Berry Babe here. It's a gorgeous day. I'm getting a glare. And I don't know, I hope you can see any of my face. I can see my shadow. Today, I made some notes because my brain has been like a sieve. I was down 2.6. I took half a water pill last night. Didn't have any feet cramping, but I also didn't sleep very well. I don't know whether I tried to use my CPAP, and it's a different machine than I used in the old days, and my mouth gets dry. I have to have over my mouth, so I have pillows up my nose and then a thing over my mouth. So I can't drink during the night, and my mouth gets very dry. Well, my throat was so dry that I couldn't even swallow, so I took it off. And I don't know whether my throat is very dry because the weather's drying up. I've not started putting the humidifier on yet, but I can hear that my voice is a little off, and had a little bit of a cough here and there. I have some cough pills I think I'll start taking. So I hope I'm not getting sick. I've been a little headachy, but then last couple days I've been coming off the carbs. I did dip light purple this morning between light and moderate. There's quite a point spread. I haven't started using any of my other keto, my ketonics or my blood test yet because I'm just not far enough into it. I just want to get back to the 142 and get stabilized before I get heavy duty into the fat. I also see the cardiologist tomorrow, and I looked up right branch bundle blockage, and I'm not quite as distressed as I was. It's better, if you have to have one, it's better to have it on the right than the left. And basically what it is that there's some sort of blockage that when the electrical signal comes through, instead of coming at the same time, there's a little bit of a lag. And so my guess is that my electrolytes have been out of whack with me, with the keto and the water, or the not water and the diuretic. And so I'm going to have to be real, like I said, I hope he's not handing me that heart healthy diet and expecting me to follow it. I probably won't argue with him. But anyway, it says that it can be caused from a heart attack or from hypertension or heart disease. Well, I had a heart ultrasound, like moving pictures, because when I noticed the branch bundle blockage on the copy of the EKG I ask for copies when you get one. She said it's nothing to worry about if you're not having symptoms, but I don't want to just, that's like if you get a lump or something and they say, don't worry about it. So the heart is healthy for my age. It's normal for my age. So I don't know if that means 60 plus, it's okay. But I did have hypertension for a long time. My weight was 300, 285, 260. On a good day, I was 240. That would be at my low, and then I'd go back up again. So I did have hypertension. And several years ago, after my EKG, the doctor said to me, "Oh, you had a heart attack." And I'm like, I don't think so. So my guess is that was the point that my EKG went from not showing anything to showing the bundle blockage. So the ultimate thing would be to put in a pacemaker. However, first they will probably do a stress test, and that's where, I think there are two different ones, but the one I had in 2009 before my last bariatric surgery, they put you on a treadmill and they run your ass off. They increase the speed, and I think they increase the incline, and they want to get your heart rate up to a certain level, and while you're all wired up. And it won't be such a problem now, because before, I'm in this little gown with no bra on, and I've got these leads all over me, and I got these huge flopping boobs that I had to worry about. Fortunately, I'm quite a graceful runner, so I didn't have them banging all over the place. But now I don't have to really worry about it. So I have to be sure to tell them that, you know, if he orders it, one is the thallium, where they put a dye or something in and they stress you chemically. Well, I don't need that. I've been back on the treadmill 3 times this week, on the treadmill and the bike. I'm doing about 30-35 minutes at 2.6, but then sometimes the music gets going and I get going a little faster. I did not stay as long on the bike today. My legs are, my muscles are feeling fatigued, and I have to be across town at 7:45 in the morning. They've earlied up my appointment. So I may not exercise tomorrow. That will give me a day of rest. So I had a grin that, here's somebody mowing their lawn. I had a grin that the night I went to the bariatric meeting, there was a man there who's very nice. He had surgery about the time I did, and he is still having to take insulin. I had shared about whey protein and the Quest bars with the group. My bariatric consultant does not believe in using any supplemental anything. And I've said to her, once I lost enough that I got my balls on, I said, you know, people's lives are different. You can say, get it all from food, but if it makes the difference between being successful and being able to get all the weight off and keep it off, if they're doing some supplemental protein, or if they're out and around and they have a bar instead of grabbing, you know, something with a lot of negative things in it, wouldn't that be better? But I can't change her mind. But I changed his mind. Anyway, he lives down about an hour away from me, because I go down into the big city for my bariatric meeting. But apparently his wife had died a while ago, and now he has a girlfriend who lives not too far from where I am. And in the little town of Clio, they have an HCG boutique there. And I go there every once in a while. That's our closest Kmart. But he said, were you in Walmart last week in the evening? And I said, yeah. And he said, I thought that was you, but I didn't want to say anything. I said, well, you should. He said, well, you know, you're so tiny now, I didn't know if it was you. Nobody's ever called me tiny before, but if you'd seen me when I started, the comparison is remarkable. Because I guess from the time I had my last surgery, I was 265. So at 142, that's substantial. And my highest was 323. So I've lost more than half myself. But that was kind of non-scale victory. I said, well, you know, I've always, even when I was fat or not, people always think I'm somebody else. When I was much younger, I was in Trappers Alley in Detroit, and a young security guard jumped me from behind. Thought I was his sister. So that happened so much that I didn't get upset. I think he was afraid I'd get him fired. So we are getting ready to go and pick up my husband's childhood friend's mother. She decided she'd like to go to the local bookstore and get Christmas presents for the grandchildren and the great-grandchildren. And she says, oh, your wife used to be a teacher, she can help me. I don't know anything about kids' books anymore. I mostly worked with 7th and 8th graders who didn't read, because they were special ed, and to make them read was like pulling teeth. So my best advice would be to her, choose what you want, pay for it all on one ticket, and send the receipt down there so they can take them back to their local bookstore. Because we have a Barnes & Noble, and I think they have those all over. So there's one other story I had, but I can't remember it, but it'll come up again. Despite my throat being a little off, I'm feeling pretty good. Still a little foggy through here, but I don't have anything going on today. Tomorrow I have that doctor's appointment. I'm going to take my walking shoes, if I remember, just in case they are able to put me on the treadmill. After we meet with the little lady, I'm going to go get my foot x-rayed, and What was the other thing? Oh, pick up my glucometer, and probably Saturday morning I'll go get my blood work done. I'm going to take my slips with me in case the cardiologist wants to add anything. So I am feeling a lot better about my situation since I went online. What would we do without online to self-diagnose, right? So I'm going to say that's all for now. The sun is shining on the camera. I can't see if I'm showing up at all, so if you had a blank screen, I apologize. I'll try to keep that from happening again. Bye-bye for now.